There's huntsman work, and then there's work that only a huntsman can stomach. In Mistral, you'll get both kinds. Full of thieves and assassins, this is a region where the people can be just as, if not more, dangerous than the Grimm. If you don't know how to watch yourself, a wrong back alley can swallow you up just as easily as a manticore. It's the type of place where secrets live in the open. Perfect for the brazen sort to make an unscrupulous living. Unlike Vacuo, this isn't where people go to disappear. It's where they go to make empires. Hidden amongst the winding mountains and in the belly of the underworld, you're sure to find them. Just make sure you don't stick your nose too far where it doesn't belong.
Hello, welcome to episode 6, question mark, of the Grimm Campaign, I think. Maybe.
That's your job, man.
Possibly? Yeah.
5. Wow.
I'm going to make Arashtra give us a recap because I promised I wouldn't ever, and now I'm going to do it and break my promise.
Last this is week, a broken promise. Okay. I mean, last week we fought a bunch of sabers and Berengull. And by we, I mean me and some other guys were there too.
Wow, I'm leaving.
Did everybody roll really well and do a lot of damage?
I mean, I know I had a really cool moment. Chris, did you have a cool moment?
Oh, I believe I had a very cool moment, actually, yes.
Carrie did leave.
75%.
But if this had happened during last week's episode, no one would have noticed because of the rolls.
No, exactly. It would have, yeah. As a recap, this is perfect. Because a few of us had really good rolls and did some cool stuff.
Can you name the people that had really good rolls?
I mean, Arashtra, Phoenix, Asher.
I bring my own value.
After that, I mean, I feel like some of the Grimm, maybe.
I have a unique.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had some pretty good rolls.
Was someone else there? Does anyone remember?
Hey.
I feel like.
Hey, you know what's interesting? You know what's really interesting, everybody? I do remember last time I said I wouldn't take any damage, and did I? No, because I'm a truth seer. But I caused a little bit.
I remember you had a really cool moment where Phoenix threw you and you shot and missed.
Right.
On your way. Okay, so you guys fought some Berengulls, some cool stuff happened. Arashtra had like a sick series of maneuvers. I remember Asher knocked a Berengull off a cliff and shocked everybody with their very high HP numbers. And
then something bad happened.
Yeah, and then some stuff happened. What happened kind of as you guys were wrapping up that encounter?
I can't say
once again.
No, back to Arashtra.
Smoke. Well, okay, guys, come on. We are a team. I'm trying really hard to like you.
They had somebody with them. It wasn't just Team Smoke. It was Team Smoke, and they were sporting Daff with them. Yep. And they kind of talked some trash to you guys, talked about how people wanted stuff buried out in the mountains, and they were coming out to make sure that things were going to stay secret out here. And Phoenix, you snapped a picture of them with your scroll, and
I realized that I should have just taken a video. They never would have noticed.
Yeah, they would not have noticed, but you did get a blurry picture of them standing above you, and and then they revealed that they were part of how they were going to bury the secrets out here in the mountains. They had the whole place rigged with explosives. They set those things off, and we cut off with the mountain starting to come down all around you in a huge landslide, and they also kicked Daff off the edge.
I'm so mad.
Nothing matters anymore.
That is where we left off.
I want to try to use my windlass, the pickaxe part, to swing and grab hold underneath Daff, see if I can catch him and swing to the opposite cliff face.
Yeah. Sick.
All right, great. Yeah, give me a dexterity check.
15.
So with your dexterity, what I will do is he's still falling like pretty high above you. You are halfway up. You're able to use your windlass to like catch on and swing your way towards him, put you in a really good spot. You get to another ledge where he is tumbling down towards you, and you're gonna have to do something else from here. What's everybody else doing?
So with my drill, I'm able to dig a 5-foot room in an hour. What I'd like to see if that translates to is if I run forward with my drill turned on, can I at least stop some of the cave-in by like chipping away and like pushing it to the side? So like I want to like go over in that direction so that when Arashtra's able to get
you're clearing the way.
I'm clearing the way. I'm making an exit.
Okay, so here's what I'll tell you, right? So this whole mountain again is coming down like
you?
all around you. What you would be able to do with that drill, right, is like to carve out kind of like a little, kind of a little window for yourself. Like say if a bunch of rocks were to fall down on you, right, you could use that drill with the right check to do something like that. You guys probably have a matter of seconds, right, before some of these initial rocks, this initial part of the landslide is just going to be crushing everything in this immediate area, right? So you've got this shot to get Daff, and then after that, there's going to be rocks coming down on you guys.
When we ended, Phoenix and I were still kind of close to each other, right?
You were closer to the rocks. I was more in the field.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, seeing what Arastra is going for, I would like to attempt to use my grappling hook and anchor it into the rock near her to potentially provide her a quick escape if she manages to catch Daff. Yeah, I want to try and shoot this thing and have it line up and provide her basically a hard light zip line for her to get to me quick.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a dexterity check for that, right? Because this is sort of a range thing, and you're trying to aim this precisely at the ledge kind of underneath her or near her.
While you do that, I think it's super funny that we really want to save Daff right now, but also, honestly, none of us care about Daff. Like, we're trying so hard to like make
Be
this
for
work.
Themselves to you.
I rolled a 22, by the way.
You rolled a 22. Okay, yeah, so you, and this is using the grappling hook function to like hook on, and now this hard light thing would be something that someone could use to like, like swing down or,
Yeah, I don't know,
right?
but I just like
so
use the other dagger to then wedge it into the ground or something. I don't know. Sure, that sounds cool.
or you could hold on to the other side of it, but we'll probably have to do a check if you're holding on to it.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to anchor it, because I knew you were going to do that.
Okay, so yeah, you shoot this thing up and you're on target and you land it like right underneath Arastra. Are you communicating anything to each other while you're doing this?
Sorry, I
She's
just
looking
realized...
up at Daff. Daff is tumbling. You shoot this thing underneath her.
Oh, I guess, let's say before I did that, I ran back a little further. I guess, well, I don't know what range I'm at. Whatever, we'll just say. So that's my thing. And also, it totally would work to anchor it, because if I stab the other one to the ground, it's a sword breaker. It has the hooks, so I could hook the other one into it.
That's fine. Give me a strength check to see how deep you can hook it into the ground. See if it's going to be enough.
Monster. All right.
Is while you're doing that,
a lot today.
Is it safe to
Nat
say
20.
that? Wow.
Okay, so yeah, you shove this thing like get it in super deep, and
Is going towards Daff going towards safety or going away from safety in terms of like how the rocks are falling in?
Going towards Daff is going into danger.
That's my middle name. Yeah, I want to go with my plan, but to get over there faster, I'm wondering, can I like shoot downward to kind of like propel myself over in that direction so that I can land and then start drilling a path so everybody will be okay?
Yeah, sure. Give me an acrobatics check for that one.
All right.
This is going to burn some of your fire dust.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this won't be a free, right? Because you're.
Does that mean
maybe
maybe I get advantage?
Sure. I'll give you advantage on it.
Okay, because I did get an 8. So I'm using dust. You said it though. It's law.
Slightly
I got
better, yeah.
With acrobat 13.
So that's going to be enough to get you in the range, right? You aim this thing behind you, you like load it with like solid dust, and you just like ignite this thing and like blast yourself like upwards towards this like, these falling rocks and debris, and you are putting yourself probably close to level with Arastra. So you're still sailing through the air, and then we're going to move away from you to Phoenix.
You should probably just escape so you can tell our tale when we die.
Yeah, maybe that's what I casually just walk away is what I do. I'm just walking off in the distance, just like hitchhiking, looking for a way out. Let's be real. This is a spooky situation. A very anxiety-driven situation. I'm very stressed out. I'm so stressed out.
You're freaked out.
That I'm pretty sure that I don't.
Phoenix.
I don't know what to do. I was legitimately gonna make a break for Daff as his body was falling down these rocks here. So what ends up happening is I go into my beast mode. I like rip into it, and I guess I see everybody flying towards Daff. So here's the kicker of it. Given last week's events, or given the events from earlier today, I go into beast mode and I freak out, and I've got my eyes laser focused on Pike as he's flying up and over towards I guess Arastra, but I'm going to make a break for Pike, and I'm bounding towards him because I want to go get Pike. I don't know what he's doing. I can't think of it. I'm just panicked and I'm trying to save my friend.
Yeah, I mean, from where you were, he basically just like launched an explosion out of his butt and then like launched himself up into the air. So
yeah, I'm gonna run towards him, and so if that means like I'm like diving and jumping over like rocks, like all fours, and I'm like climbing up rocks or whatever to get up to the direction.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
18 plus 3.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you leap. There's some rocks that are already starting to fall, like boulders that are crashing around you guys, and you leap up, like catch onto one, bounce, leap up to another one, catch onto another one. So now you are propelling yourself up towards Pike. Let's get back over to Arashtra. You've got Daff falling. What are you doing from here?
I still attempt to catch him. I want to move underneath and see what I can do.
All right, give me a strength check.
I'm moving to the left of the canyon. Okay.
He is unconscious.
Nat 20 plus 2.
Yeah. You can't get rid of him.
22.
You feel this like strength within. You're like laser focused. You've swung yourself up. He's falling, right? And you're able to get underneath him, right? And like slide and do something awesome and like catch him as he passes or is starting to pass. And you're able to like catch and like cushion his fall in your arms. I will say that there are a bunch of rocks immediately above you, and the ledge that you're on is starting to break up and getting ready to fall down too. So we will have to deal with that in a second.
That's where I come in.
I was gonna say, where's Pike at, and where am I at in relation to all of that?
So I would say that Pike is probably about level with her, a little bit closer. You're underneath Pike, kind of moving yourself upward.
My thought process is I'm gonna because I'm sailing in. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna drill umbrella us so that we can get to the zip line.
Okay, so you're using your drill to kind of like pulverize some of these rocks that are above. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me, we'll say, an athletics check, because this is combining a couple of different things.
Ooh,
I don't like the idea that it would be just strength.
Yeah, because he's got to
dexterity.
land, right? So
yeah, you're kind of like going through the air. It's precision, but it's also like the rocks are heavy and.
Also,
hey, Fate, can I have a word with you real
rolling.
quick? I know we haven't been on very good terms the last couple rolls.
Okay.
Daff means a lot to me, so okay. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you.
I also love it while you're talking about this, Laura was just like
Okay, well, it could have been better and it could have been worse. I got a 5 plus a 3, so that's an 8.
Here's one thing I will say for this kind of landslide event that we're doing, because I could wait a while and be kind of a jerk, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there, right? Anytime you guys want advantage on a roll, you can burn some aura for it. Because this is like one of those situations, right, where everything's going crazy and you want to be thinking about moving in like slow-mo Matrix time, like pulling out like all the stops, right? Because you're in like super dire situation, like high adrenaline. So if you want to roll again for advantage, I could just like wait until someone asks, but I feel like it's better that we know this now. You can burn some aura for advantage on a roll and just use it until you run out of it. You want
how many points to reroll?
2 to give you a reroll.
Nah, I'm good. Of course I will.
It's like, no, Carrie.
Oh no. Are you kidding me?
What happened?
He rolled a 1.
He rolled that one. Okay, but it was
Carrie
advantage roll, so his
Carrie rolled a natural roll, but he has advantage, so it's going to be the higher roll. So you sail through the air, you get your drill, you try to like pulverize some of these rocks. You're able to get a couple of them, right? But not right. But now, like, you're able to kind of like knock a couple out of the way just a little bit, right? But that puts you up against the rock wall, and now you and Arashtra and Daff are all in danger.
I'm gonna continue on my path to continue bounding towards Pike. I want to do it in such a way where I kind of like land behind him, so I can kind of like block the rocks and try to like grab him and jump down is the plan. I'm gonna try to jump down towards where Rostra and everyone are, because I want to make my way that way. So that's what I'm doing.
Give me an athletics check on that one.
Eddie, I got an 8 total. I'm gonna go ahead and do
burn some aura.
I'm just gonna burn some aura. Just
inner strength.
Yeah, this is our nat 20.
Hey.
Nat 20.
You
the
like bounce
literal
off of
opposite of me.
Yeah.
You like spring off some of these boulders, like bang, 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 and then like go and you kind of catch onto Pike, claw against the wall, and start sliding your way down, right? Like covering him as you guys make your way down to the ledge. And now all of you guys are on the ledge, and you still have some rocks above you, and this ledge is starting to break up.
And
around
Asher
you guys.
is yelling, use the rope. Or I guess the hard, like, whatever would be in canon.
Like, so we just did all that. I'm gonna like default to Arastra where you're going with this next wave.
Arastra is probably the first one that's going to be able to react from here. You've got Daff in your arms.
I do.
So depending on what you want to do, you're going to be encumbered a little bit. Just FYI.
And I'm in Phoenix's arms.
Yeah, that's true. You are. At
I
Phoenix's
like
arms.
this.
We'll do this together. I'm just gonna say I'm like sliding down, and you hear in this deep, gravelly, roaring, liony voice, "Go!" And I'm like roaring at you to like make a break for it. While this is happening, Eddie, can I throw Pike like onto my back? Can I do that?
Sheath me.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check for that. You're sliding down. You're getting towards the ledge. Give me a strength check to see how well you do.
Yeah!
Another nat 20.
What is this?
Another nat 20. Oh my gosh.
20s today, baby. You know,
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Before, like cat, like super cat-like strength reflexes, right? As you like hit this little shelf, you like pop him up and just like perfectly like land him onto your back. So Arastra, to
meanwhile,
you.
I'm holding the actual NPC we want to save. I think I'm still heading for the left edge of the cliff face. I want to get out from under the landslide.
You're not using the rope that's like tethered there?
I'm going to. I will use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's like
so are you-
right at your feet.
Yeah,
it's like right in front of
No,
you.
I'm gonna grab
Okay.
that, but that's the direction I'm headed.
Give me let's do an acrobatics check.
9.
So you rolled a 9 for that. I'm making the just FYI so I can be a little bit transparent. Like the shelf was a little bit higher for you because you had someone in your arms. You jump, you like sort of catch on to this thing a little bit, but you swing a little bit further than you kind of like mean to swing, and so now you're having difficulty kind of like getting your purchase, and you're starting to lose Daff as you catch on to it. Right, so you've got this thing, and now Daff is kind of dangling. I'm gonna go to Pike first because it's been a little bit since he's gone, and he is holding onto your back, right? So he can do whatever he wants, right? He can disengage himself from your back at any time.
All right, I'm gonna take my drill. I'm gonna point it behind me. I'm gonna put an arm around Phoenix. I'm gonna go, hold on, and then I'm gonna fire.
And as he does that, I'm gonna lift lift off.
Okay, give me a dexterity check.
Okay, so 13.
So yeah, you aim this behind you. You blast away from the side of the mountain, and you guys angle towards Daff and Arastra. Tell me again, Phoenix, what you were attempting to do. Are you trying to catch them? Are you like landing on this, like, just so I know what we're checking against?
I'm aiming for Daff so Arastra can continue on the grappling hook.
Okay, strength check.
Holy moly.
Oh, that's your category.
Yeah,
That's
what you
your-
do, and
that's
you're in
your
beast
jam.
mode, so. Oh my
19 plus.
Oh man,
Phoenix, the rolls.
Yeah, Phoenix. Okay, cool. Pike aims this thing behind himself, like launches both of you off of this thing, almost like getting shot out of a cannon, because that's essentially what you just did. You blast forward, sail underneath Arastra. You catch onto, with Pike on your back, you catch onto Daff.
While we're at that point, it goes into slow motion while we grab Daff, and both me and Pike look up at Arastra, and I can only imagine that Pike is doing one very specific thing with his hand. Like while he's holding on, he's like.
By the way, you can tell from my gaze that I'm only trying to save Daff because I feel bad about the pilot because I've started to care about 2 of you, and I'm so sad about it.
I've got pretty good odds. It might be me.
Nice. Okay, so now you've caught Daff. I'm gonna say that just because of like the angle of all this, you're not necessarily in a spot where you can grab onto the rope. But you did catch
man.
Daff. So we're gonna
fair.
have to resolve that in a second. How you land from all this.
A good landing strategy.
Like the 3 of you tumbling through this mountain pass together. Arastra, you are sliding down. You kind of reach the bottom with Asher, and kind of above you guys, right, like that ledge is starting to collapse just as you hit the ground, and this whole mountain is coming in front of you.
I'd like to use the strength of my legs to jump off from the side of the cliff and climb down as rapidly as possible.
Okay, so give me an athletic or acrobatics check, right? Because you land and you want to spring backward and basically like wall climb / run down the side. Okay.
It's a 3. It's a 3.
So Arasha rolled a nat
3.
1.
Well, I did, but okay.
Remember, if you want, you can burn some aura if you want advantage on this roll to roll again, or we can roll with the consequences of this.
I'm gonna do that. I am. Yeah.
Okay.
2 points.
It's probably for the best.
Okay. 16.
Better.
All right, 16
Yeah,
minus
better.
2 aura.
All right, 16.
Okay.
Minus 2 aura, 16. So yeah, you land, you spring back, you like wall, run, slide, Prince of Persia style, down the side of this cliff, down your way to the ground floor. Let's get back to Asher because we haven't checked in with you in a while because you were holding a spot for your teammates.
Asher's dead.
The real hero.
So I'd like to pull my weapons back out of the ground, retract the grappling hook, and then just try and book it out towards safety, towards the tree line.
Do it,
I
Carrie.
just want to throw an idea out there. Is it possible that when he pulled them out, that the weapon
I like this out.
then went up into the air in a way that I could grab it and then pull us all out?
He would have to. He would have to.
I'm trying to make this as Ruby as I can make it.
Yeah.
No, I love this idea,
Yeah.
Carrie.
No,
I'm just nervous because your rolls have not been great today. I'm very scared.
They've got to turn
Asher-
around. It's statistics.
Well,
So
so
Asher-
you guys were under it, right?
So they shot underneath it, grabbed Daff, and now they are past it, right? So if you wanted to like disengage the top, technically they could have another chance to grab it if you used your gravity dust and launched it back to yourself in the right trajectory.
See, the only thing about that is like sticking with in character. I would not have thought to gravity dust whip it up to hope that you might catch
Yeah.
it. You know what
so
I mean?
you pulled it up and then you started running. Cool. So both of
Okay.
you are
All right.
heading.
Okay.
They're turning and heading out of the valley, right? Shadows are looming all around them because now rocks are really starting to come in. You guys are going to be having to worry about those in just a second. Rocks all above
I've
you,
been worried.
shadow growing, and then you guys are soaring through the air like 40, 50 feet above them. And what do you guys do?
In my snarly lion voice, I say, "Fire!" And I'm holding on to Daff. I was about to say Pike. I was like, wait, hold on, he's behind me.
Yeah.
And I just said like fire, like I'm telling you the word fire. I hope you know what that means.
You want me to make a fire?
No.
I'm gonna listen to my burly, scary friend, and I'm gonna try and shoot behind us again.
So what are you basically trying to hold yourself?
Oh, no.
No, do it. It's too late. You are doing that.
I didn't.
I know
understand
exactly
what
what
he meant.
I know what Phoenix wanted, but this is even better, and I love it. Keep that momentum going.
All right, yeah. That's what I thought was happening. Okay, so now you're firing right behind you to launch yourself. Basically, you're still in the air. You're basically going to rocket yourself further down this
You know
gulch,
what?
Basically.
With confidence, I say, yes. Okay, here we go.
So stressed
This
out.
is the most Pike thing ever.
Oh, I know.
It can.
No.
Okay.
Well, what kind of modifier? What kind of modifier?
Dexterity.
10.
Right in the middle here, what I will say is rather than launching yourself like straight down, you sort of like misjudge it and you angle yourself a little bit more towards the cliff wall. Now you guys are starting to arc downward a little bit, but you are getting closer to the cliff wall where there are some
meant to do
rocks that you guys are going to have to deal with in a second. So let's get back to Arastra and
then-
Asher.
I just say real quick, I lean in towards Phoenix. I go, good idea.
You guys are on the ground and boulders are now starting to like smash like very hard in the ground all around you, kind of almost like popping you guys up in the air, smaller ones, but then you look up and I will say you have an enormous one right above the two of you. If you want to get out of the way of that thing, you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, cool. That's me and Arastra?
Okay.
Yep.
23.
Oh.
Asher,
He
what did you
piked
roll?
it.
What did you roll, Asher?
I rolled a 2 plus, let's see.
No, that's a 3.
Was it a 3?
It was a
It's a
3.
3.
Great.
So not much better.
Plus 5. So that's
Every
8.
point matters.
Okay.
It's an 8.
Okay. Are you going to stick with that roll?
Fine. I'm already down to 7 aura, but that's
I mean,
fine.
there's a consequence either way, right? You lose aura, or you have the consequence of this roll.
I'm dropping. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try again. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, okay. So nat 20.
Worth it.
Yeah. So this boulder is like soaring at you guys. You see the looming shadow. Rastra like dives out of the way. And Asher, what is like the most beneficial thing you can imagine from this dodge?
My first like Ruby instinct would be to be like, is there a way that I could like jump and spring off of the boulder that's coming
Absolutely.
at me to propel myself even further forward?
You like lock down, like dig into your aura, right? Like use a bunch of energy, and you see this boulder, and you like do like a side leap and like run along the underside of it, and then leap off the front to propel yourself a little bit further down
Towards the clearing.
Yeah, more towards the clearing. So let's go up to Phoenix and Pike. You guys are heading towards the cliff wall. Let's get Phoenix. What are you doing? Because you're sort of going to be in control now as you guys get a little bit closer. Pike,
You had a great plan last time. Whatever you want to do, I'm down.
Give me a bit of a layout. What's in front of me in terms of
rocks?
So not the wall, not the side wall that we're like heading towards now, but like the opening, like.
Right,
how
it's just
far out are we
now
looking?
it's like a valley / gulch. It's like 80 to 100 feet away, and then it's going to go into a little bit more open area where you think you might be a little bit more safe. But right now, like where everything's closed in, this kind of high canyon wall is definitely not okay to be
So
right.
we kind of need to like veer to the right a little bit.
Yeah,
To
you
get
need
to
to veer
kind of like where we
towards
came in.
towards the clearing a little bit.
What I would like to do is turn my body in a way that's like got Pike, so his firing arm is turned towards the rock wall. And I want
You're
him
gonna aim for me.
I'm gonna have you blast off the wall, and I'm gonna say again, and I want
right,
you
Phoenix.
to hopefully understand what I'm saying this time, because I've turned your literal body towards
We'll
that
see what
thing.
happens.
Phoenix, you give me an acrobatics check then, right? Because you're kind of you're soaring through the air, you're turning yourself really quickly, putting yourself at a good angle, all while holding somebody. So.
And also, just to be
All that
clear, because
acrobatics.
you said again, that means I did the right thing the first time. So
You read it how you want to. 13 plus I think 4, so 17.
All right, that's good enough, right? You turn, you angle yourself, and now Pike, up to you.
it's time for me to use my last bit of fire dust. The way that we're angled, if I fire at the wall, I'm just gonna be very clear about this. If I fire towards the wall, it'll then propel us towards the clearing to get out of here.
Yeah, if you aim the trajectory right, shooting towards the wall will push you away from the wall.
I would like to aim so that if I get it right, we'll go towards the clearing. Here we go. It was a 9 again.
Okay.
Wait. And then I use aura points to use
There
inner
you go.
strength.
Do it.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
do it.
Do it.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing
Be
it.
out of aura and out of ammo.
It's okay.
We're gonna be
I
so.
hope you're keeping track. Hope you're keeping track of those aura points.
I am. I actually have a lot of aura points. I'm okay. Because this time I rolled an
Duh.
18,
Oh,
a
thank God.
20. Not natural, but still.
Okay, cool. So you aim towards the wall. You do it at just the right angle. You blast off. Now all
Hell
of you
yeah.
are launching like a really seemingly like perfect arc, right? Where now you're angling towards the ground. You are still moving pretty fast, so you guys will have to figure that out in just a second. Asher and
I
Rastra,
can do
what
that.
are you doing? You guys have made up some more distance. You dodged these huge boulders. Still holding course. Are you helping them in any way?
Nope. Holding course. We're sprinting out. It's on the flying lion man.
Cool. In that case, Asher, all around you, you've got some more boulders to deal with, right? It's not an enormous one this time. It is, there's kind of 3 spread out above you, and they're all kind of like sailing and tumbling in a way that is a little bit hard to predict. So go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
I got an 8.
We holding with that?
Yep.
So these 3 boulders are coming. You kind of look back over your shoulder. You see them coming. You leap. You barely get out of the way of one as it like crashes around you. It kind of pops you up in the air. You stumble. The second one hits. You're able to like vault over it. The third one though kind of clips you on the back as you're running, and you kind of stumble down. And go ahead and roll to roll a d6.
I rolled a 3.
Nice. So that hits you, that kind of clips you on the shoulder and like spins you a little bit, and you are stumbling and losing some speed. You're not like hitting the ground, but it definitely like slowed you down, and you're kind of like careening sideways just a little bit, and you took 3 damage. Arashtra, to you.
I look above me, and what exactly is happening with Phoenix and Pike at this point? How far above me are they?
They're in front of you. They're like 20 feet above the ground. You see them like arcing down towards the ground, but they are moving very fast.
I'd like to tie my rope to the end of one of my arrows and shoot it just above them so they can attempt to zip line down to where we are.
Oh no. Please don't roll a 1.
To expedite their escape. Can I try that?
Okay, so you're gonna like shoot it past them, like into the rock wall while you're running, and then maybe they can kind of use it to like slide themselves down. Okay, give me a dexterity roll on that.
I hope that this arrow doesn't somehow magically end up in my leg.
Phoenix.
Please roll 1.
But +4, so an 8.
Okay.
An 8.
You fire that arrow. It sails and connects into the rocks, but it is pretty far ahead of them. Right? They would have to do something you'd kind of misjudge the angle. Pike and Phoenix, to you.
I'm thinking that I should probably detach myself from you, and we can both try and make a landing. You with Daff, and me just trying to get myself right.
As I'm approaching this boulder, I'm going to try to like jump onto the boulder, and I'm gonna like slow my descent a little bit, but I mean I'm going as fast I guess as the boulder goes, but I'm gonna use that as like a toadstool to jump off of. Okay. While I'm doing that, I feel something happening behind me. Oh, what could that be?
What is it?
I don't know. What is it, Pike?
Oh, well, no, I was about to say I have a drill.
Jazz
I could have
hands.
so basically I want to jump towards the rope. I want to try and do it at an angle that I don't actually like mess up Phoenix. Like if anything, I'm just gonna like be jumping off of him to get him like a boost down.
We're not gonna worry too much about Phoenix. It'll just be about kind of
don't worry about
your jump.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna dive towards the rope.
Both of you give me athletic checks.
Oh!
He did it.
Today's a good day for rolls. Carrie got that nat 20.
Finally.
Phoenix,
I'm
what'd
rolling
you get?
mine.
It's gonna be like a 1. Oh no!
17 plus.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Plus, I
Pike,
think
you
3.
like leap off of his shoulders. You manage to get onto this rope, and you swing down to where your feet are now touching the ground, and you are now running alongside with everybody else. Phoenix, you leap off of a boulder, bounce, and you come in for the landing, like with Daff, nice and soft, and all of you are now sprinting towards. Oh my gosh! All of you are sprinting towards the this clearing, and you have. Right, like all above you, the shadows are looming. You have one last dexterity save you all have to do before you kind of slide your way out of here.
16 for Phoenix.
8 for Arashtra.
13.
12 for Asher.
So Phoenix, right, you've got Daff in your arms, right? Like this last like boulder's like crashing all around you. You like dive, turn, and like tumble your way out. Pike, same thing. You like leap over a couple. You smash through a rock with your drill, and you like burst into the clearing. Asher, you are able to like slide yourself underneath one and kick your way out. Arashtra, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, so one of these like smashes like into your back and like propels you forward. You take 5 damage, and you kind of stumble into this clearing.
I fall to my knees and I change back into human form, and I drop Daff on the ground.
All of you are pretty depleted.
yep.
And as you guys are kind of like taking stock of your situation, right? Like thankful to be out of here with your lives. You start to hear a clatter coming from the mountain pass. And as you guys turn, right, you've got probably a dozen of the city guard, led by Sheriff Alabaster, kind of going into this clearing, and he does not look happy to see you guys in the slightest. And he looks and he sees one of his city guardsmen, Daff, unconscious.
I want to turn and say, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah, so he kind of steps out, like the city guard kind of like, they all fan around you guys. They've got weapons aimed at you. Alabaster's looking kind of at this mountain pass, like sees like the smoke kind of rising into the air. And he is looking pissed. And again, he looks down at Daff and sees him still bound, by the way, and unconscious at your guys' feet. And he looks at you guys and he was like, now I thought I told you guys to stay out of trouble or that I'd be the one to bring you in. He looks at Pike and he's like, I want to hear what's going on, but don't you say a word.
That's right, he hates Pike, I forgot.
But
I'm
everyone
just gonna
else
turn
in the party
around.
kind of nods.
In this one instance, he's actually right. This is not at all what it looks like.
Thank you.
So let's all just take a moment. No need to have your hands on your weapons. Let's just talk this out.
We just rescued Daff. We
Oh.
were back there in the same situation. We tried to save him. When he wakes up, he can tell you.
That's interesting because it looks like he's been kidnapped and knocked out.
He was, but we caught him mid landslide.
So he looks at you and his eyebrows are raised and he's like, huh, yeah. So you mind telling me what set off all these explosions that you guys miraculously saved him from?
Again, I get it. I know it doesn't look good, but we've got a picture on my my associate here's phone.
I can't say
So,
unconscious friend or, you know.
you're not quite
whatever.
unconscious.
It's okay, Pike. Hey, you know what, Pike? I'm right there with you. I'm like trying to get myself like to
He's
stand
already
up a
losing
little bit.
patience. So anything you guys are doing
All right.
or saying, you better get
So
there. 'cause you can tell
I'm
that
walking
he's already.
towards Phoenix, still with my hands up, and be like, if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna grab his scroll here, real quick, and we can clear this all up.
You just take it from my person. Like,
Okay, can I do that?
I don't even hear you. I'm just getting up, man. I just
Yeah.
jumped off a bunch of boulders and did some ninja stuff.
You put it in front of his face so the face ID unlocks.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Alabaster holds out his hand. He's like, you can toss it here.
All right, sounds good. You ready? Like, you gonna catch it? Like, these things are expensive, so like.
Cool. He catches it, puts it in his pocket. Arrest these guys. Let's go back up top.
Ah!
He doesn't even look
knew
at it. So they surround you guys, weapons pointed. They immediately put some restraints on you guys and start leading you back up the mountain. You guys go through the city gates. Most of this trip is spent in relative silence because you have guards kind of in there with you and Alabaster kind of glaring at you the whole way. And you guys are put towards the local kind of the Kuchinashi local jail. Eventually you guys kind of find yourselves inside of one of the cells. Bars are laced with electrical dust, perfect to hold kind of even the most capable huntsman. 4 of you are cordoned off basically on your own. You see some other cells where you kind of hear other people sleeping, arguing, kind of talking to themselves, but you guys have been shoved off into this one cell. What are you guys doing from here? You've got one guard like kind of sitting. He's watching you guys like a hawk. Are you guys talking about anything? Are you staying quiet?
I kind of want to like walk over to the guard and just kind of say like, hey, how's Daff doing? Is there any word on him?
He looks up at you, like gives a little spit, and he was like, nope, he is still out. They're checking on him at the local hospital. You better hope he's okay because he was my friend.
Do I have a mirror or anything reflective on my person?
I can't remember. Does Rostra have glasses?
She does. I do.
Yeah. So yeah.
I attempt to use that to. This is going to get complicated.
Okay.
To reflect light onto the wall outside of our neighboring cell. I am asking our other prisoners in Morse code.
Well,
Wow.
there wouldn't be a Morse
If
code in
there's-
Remnant, but no. So
Well-
here's what you would know, right? You have a mining background. There would be ways that miners would probably communicate through flashlights or other means, right? Deep
Okay.
Twitter.
tunnels, right?
I'm trying to communicate to our neighboring prisoners. I just want some intel. I want some information from them.
Give me a specific question that you are flashing on the wall here.
Asher is taking a nap, by the way. Now.
Who can we trust here? That's what I want to know. I want to know who to talk to.
Give me a sleight of hand check, just because you're going to be doing this and trying to hide this from the guard.
18 sleight of hand.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to flash this question on the wall. Who can we trust? And you get something that flashes back, actually, and it spells out Takaya.
I discreetly whisper to Pike and Phoenix at this point. and let them know that I heard the name Takaya.
Can I overhear that? Because when I sleep, I've already established this. I'm very much always like kind of on alert and like even if
one
I'm
eye
like
open.
dozing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From here, you guys hear a loud clang that signals the kind of metal door at the end of the hallway opening, and you hear kind of like the big lumbering gate, like armored, that kind of is the telltale sound of Alabaster kind of stomping his way down the hall. He shows up and he kind of looks at you guys and crosses his arms, and he's staring at you guys for a really long time, and he's like, your counsel is here. He seems pretty annoyed about this. He's kind of looking at all of you. He's like, I'm not sure how any of you guys got a call out to a lawyer, seeing as how we took your scrolls, but he says he's here to represent the huntsman that I brought in. He nods at the guard near you guys, and then several other guards kind of join them in the hallway. They deactivate the kind of electricity dust like lace cell here. The doors open, and he's like, well, with me. And he leads you guys down the hall. As you guys pass the cell that was right next to you, Arashtra, you see a fox faunus kind of hanging out in there, who kind of looks up at you real quick and then kind of glances back down. And you guys make your way past them and head in out kind of into the main kind of processing area.
I would like to roll to see if I recognize the fox faunus that reached out to me.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check on that.
So I rolled 13.
You don't recognize her, but you do spot some telltale signs, right? Like some smudges under the fingernails. You spot a couple of things like about her boots, right? That would signal that this is someone with a mining background, not necessarily in uniform. And there is an insignia on there that you don't like immediately recognize, but you do recognize as one of kind of like a local like mining company. Okay, so you guys get led through this kind of like processing room, and you get led past these metal doors, and he leads you back towards you see a bunch of different little like kind of shoot off chambers and stuff, and he leads you down the hall, opens the door for you, and inside there is a rather debonair looking gentleman with kind of an air of professionalism, wearing a very fetching suit, winning smile, like cool, confident. His eyes are like narrowed, and he's just kind of watching all of you guys, like studying you. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna turn to Alabaster and be like, all right, thank you for bringing us here, to kind of like signal like leave now.
And Alabaster looks between all of you, and he's like, so this man's your counsel?
Pike sits down and looks towards the guy and doesn't say anything.
He kind of looks back at Alabaster, kind of like cocks his head, and he's like, Alabaster, unless you want to be in violation of the Huntsman Kingdom Accord, section 347-F, I'd suggest you and your men retreat somewhere else so I can speak in private with my clients. Arashtra, give me a history check.
Oh.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
Someone's been studying.
Yeah.
What was it?
19.
Okay,
19.
so you
19,
when he says that, you recognize that it is complete and utter like nonsense. It is not actually any law that exists in anything. But Alabaster kind of looks at him and is a little bit confused and is like, oh, well, okay. And then he kind of ushers the guards out, and he like actually looks pretty nervous about it, and like ushers the guards out like quickly, like shoos them out. And he, right before he closes the door, he like casts one long look back at this lawyer, and then isn't sure what to do, but he closes the door and leaves. And so this man turns and faces you guys.
While still just like kicking it casual, I'm just like, so who are you and how'd you hear about us?
I think it's rather funny that you don't seem to know who I am, considering you were mentioning my name a lot in the hedges. And so he looks around, and he's like, which one of you has my coin? And he's looking at all of you.
So I take it you're the taskmaster.
Oh, it's good that you've finally recognized who you're dealing with. You guys have ended up in quite a bit of a jam, and he is totally amused by this. And there's a little bit of a kind of like a dangerous lace to this look that he gives you.
Listen, you ever had like just the worst day?
Oh, constantly. In this line of work, yes, constantly.
We didn't even mean to be here. Our ship crashed. We got attacked by Grimm. And then just when we're trying to figure out what's going on, because I'm just looking to get paid, we're out at this mine, which clearly somebody doesn't want found out. and then Team Smoke, and that blows up the whole cliffside and throws Daff off the side. So really, it seems just like a really big misunderstanding.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're really just trying to get out of here. We're kind of done, if I'm being honest.
And so he looks at you when you say that, and he was like, "Oh, I think you're far from done, because now you've summoned me, and the way I hear it, you guys were directly involved with Daff being injured, and Daff did a couple of things for me, so I'm a little bit fond of the boy." Again,
This is good. So, Mr. Master, can I call you Mr. Task? We helped Daff. No one is listening to us, but we tried to help him, and we saved him. Also, and I'm just realizing this now, what is it that you do?
I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I am connected. Let's just say that I'm connected. I know pretty much everything that goes on within reason here in this city, and I like to make sure that I have the information that keeps me more powerful than just about anybody else. I don't have an army at my disposal like the other criminal organizations, but I do have a lot of people that owe me things. Tell me, what do you guys know about the Pastel Company?
What's that?
He kind of looks at you. He was like, "Oh, is this really how you want to play this right now?"
The last time we told somebody something they needed to know before they gave us something. Well, they took our scroll, and that's how we ended up here.
He's like, "I will get your scrolls back." Alabaster thinks that I'm your lawyer, and I've thrown a bunch of stuff all around that processing chamber back there, and you guys will be out of here with a limited amount of time to do what you need to do.
What do you know about the cave-in? Seems like it was an intentional cave-in. What was the purpose of that?
Yes, I was wondering when you'd stop playing coy. So from what I hear, you guys were out digging around at the Pastel Company site. Interesting thing about the Pastel Company, they weren't here until just about a month ago. Javi Pastel decided that he was going to come down here and do a little offshoot of his family business. Every now and then the young nobles get this idea that they're going to come and come to Kuchinashi and make a name for themselves and do something powerful. He's like, Javi shows up, and most people that come out here into the mountains, they do a lot of digging for dust and things like that, and they're not allowed to blast, right? Because if they blast, they detonate the dust. But Javi wasn't too concerned about the dust. Javi thought he'd make a different kind of name for himself. And so he outlines this situation to you guys that a few weeks ago, Javi shows up and starts blasting and digging and doing some things out in the mountains. And Javi found something. He didn't really say what he found, right? But he did start making it known around town that he found what he was calling a treasure trove of an old civilization. Can you guys give me, real quick, just give me some history checks?
19 for Rastra.
2.
Oh, God.
I got a 6.
I got a 10.
So yeah, when he's talking about this, he talks about like, and Javi found something older than old. And when he says that, Arashra, you get this sense, right? Like, what you guys know about things in Remnant is that there are ruins kind of all over the place, right, of past civilizations, right, that humanity kind of rises, but the world is so dangerous, right, because Grimm are able to come and tear down what humans have built. And there's really no telling, right, like, because there's no history of some of those times when that's happened. How many times this has happened, how long that's been going on, like what these civilizations were like. But when he says like older than old, you get the sense that this is not just something that was like a casual ruin. This is something like very, very ancient, deep in the mountains. And so he's like, Javi found something. And so he starts coming back into Kuchinashi, declaring himself some kind of treasure hunter. And he starts making a big show of what he found and starts disseminating this information to all the different criminal organizations around here, trying to entice a buyer. Word has it that he enticed the Wave to purchase something from him. Around this time, things start getting very strange with the Hana Guild. A new leader shows up. Someone comes in, takes over the organization. Suddenly they stop dealing, and their whole outlook changes, right? They kind of go quiet. People don't really know what's going on. My understanding is that someone in the Wave made a deal with Pastel for one of the things that he found out in the mountains. And then the Hana gang seemed interested in purchasing something from him as well. When he decides that he no longer wishes to sell this item, he turns up dead, his throat slit, and only one thing missing from his home.
What?
The item.
Nobody knows.
Oh,
But my thought is that it is in possession of the Wave Gang. This is where all of you come in. There are other things, right, that I can help you out with. I know, for instance, that it might help you guys to go a little bit further into the mountains, right? You found a dead end where you were. I happen to know that there is a passage out from his house that leads out there. The problem is, Alabaster and the city guard have seized the house, and they have it pretty much under lockdown right now. But something rather interesting. In a few days, there's going to be an estate sale. It's going to open up to the public. There will be a lot of the criminal organizations there. They're going to be there bidding for items. Pastel's family wants nothing to do with Kuchinashi anymore. And suddenly, this place will be open to people coming in to bid on items from his home. There is something there that I want, and I want one of you to grab it for me. It's a scroll that belongs to one of my associates.
Asher's like all about this, like for sure, but still wants to leverage trying to get paid. So
Okay.
why don't we treat you getting us out of here as the down payment, and then come up with an amount on delivery.
So he looks at you, and now he smiles like you've just walked into this like huge trap. And he was like, "Oh, I was hoping you'd want more. So here's what I am prepared to offer you. I don't really deal in money. I deal in information." And he was like, "So for further payment," he's like, "might be of interest to you, Arastra, the name and knowledge of the banker that owns your family's debt. For Asher, the whereabouts of the woman who nearly cost you your life the last time you were in Kuchinashi. For Pike, I can tell you the end result of the time fate seemingly dealt you a hand that you couldn't face. And Phoenix, maybe you'd be interested in learning a little bit more about the White Fang here in Kuchinashi."
Deal.
So, what'll be? Great. And so he quickly recaps this information for you, right? In about 5 days' time, there's going to be this estate sale happening at the Pastel Mansion. He's like, I can't tell you how you need to go about doing this, right? They're going to be letting people in. Some of the criminal families are going to be there. There's a pretty huge guest list. There's going to be kind of a banquet, a party. It's going to be a big event. It's up to you guys how you find your way in. I've given you enough information already. I need you to get this scroll for me. I'll send you the details. And I have no idea where this hidden passage is that would lead out into the mountains that would help you guys out. But I imagine you will find a lot more of the information that you need by traversing your way through that.
Are they just going to let us walk out of here?
He's like, "That's my goal." And he, unless there's anything else, and he turns and looks at all of you.
I was just going to say, I think it'd be good before you leave if you could give your number to Phoenix. Just in case we need to contact you.
He kind of rolls his eyes, and he was like, "I'll be in touch." After a few seconds, Alabaster comes in, opens the door, and he looks at all of you, and he's like, "Well, free to go. You can pick up your scrolls and your weapons on the way out. And I'd better not hear that you guys are up to something."
No problem, and I want to pat him on the shoulder. While I'm patting him on the shoulder, I would like to see if he has anything that I would be interested in stealing.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, what is my problem today? Every time I go to stealing, God, is a 7.
You feel kind of, he's got like a bunch of like leather and buckles and like pouches and stuff. And kind of in one of them, like over his tricep here, that's kind of like a little, like almost like card sleeve. You feel something in there that feels like a key card, and that catches your eye. But you don't get his attention that you're feeling around for that.
All right, I'll be good. I won't push this.
All right, so you guys make your way out. You head to the front. Someone hands you back your scrolls. You are able to check your weapons back out, and you are kind of dumped unceremoniously back out onto the street where it is, as typical of Kuchinashi, raining. And you now have the next 5 days to figure out how you are going to approach this estate sale and all the things that you need to figure out.
What time of day is it right now?
Well, I'm pretty much going to cap the end of the episode on that.
Okay.
Okay, that's right.
That's good.
I just turned and looked at everybody and say, "This is fun."